What's up, everybody? Everybody that's gonna tune in, knowing I don't get a lot of people tuning in. Welcome to Ice Beats. Today we just streaming on the Black Mud Arts channel because I think one of my channels got put out, put down, like the dirty dog that it was. So I'm really doing it because I think after a while of doing this, you get addicted, like to streaming. You like, well, at least in my circumstance, right? You just want to. Well, my real issue is that we got a million news topics going on, and by the way, all the music that you hear on any of my videos is music that I have made. I did a, I made a error by accidentally, breaking some streaming rules because I really didn't get it. I was so geeked up that I was finally being able to stream the Video Music Awards. I'm not even like I got some free offer for like Google TV, right? Or YouTube TV. So I was so excited that I was getting to stream or to that I was fine. I know I'm not fully dressed. This is why y'all are in shadow mode right now. But I was so excited that I was getting to see the Video Music Awards. I think it was right. That man, I just started streaming because what I've noticed. The point I was trying to make by doing that was that I've noticed a difference. I've noticed a difference in everything. With I hate to say it, but brother, you put yourself in that. It's a difference. I know. Like I'm not even finishing a thought. What the fuck is she talking about? Okay, look. There is a difference between someone who um, is doing bad things, is forced to do bad things, and who really likes the bad shit that they do. There is levels to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I think what we're seeing with Sean Combs is that this is a guy who, because maybe it got to him early in his life, he, you know, he, and maybe his genetic composition too, right? But we really, it's a lot of us coming from negative circumstances, y'all, and we're not making those choices. But you have to look fully at everything that he was around, right? So I'm gonna let this track play in the background while I talk. But and this is my music, please YouTube, don't come over here with it. Like keep messing with my channels, and I'm like, bruh, like I made that. So you know. Darkness fell into the light. A silly fool thought to the peace. I didn't see through my own maze. I let you go without a fight. Don't tell me I ain't make it, bitch. Anyway, so my shit is on SoundCloud. If anybody like to check it out, but so it's a difference between, and I'm sorry I gotta like explain this the long way, right? But I ain't streaming with y'all in a minute, so let her cook. You know what I'm saying? Let me cook. Let me cook. I ain't streamed in a minute. Let me cook. But so to me, there's a difference in somebody like, even if the golden child, right? The golden child is the golden child. You can put the golden child around an immense amount of bullshit, and the golden child is still going to be the golden child because their nature is that such. And it's the choices we make, right? So if Mr. Combs chose his choices, all you people who went to the parties, you chose. All you people, just like Ali said, all you people who went to the parties and then you want to leave early because you know it started jumping off later, I think you still knew. You know what I'm saying? And healing in the community, like, comes from you admitting your mistake or your error okay? And then rebuilding from that. But we have a bigger problem here. We have a bigger problem that obviously you're not in control of yourself. You're not in control of your money. That's why you can't come back and help people from the community because if you do that, they will probably take you out. I think the gravest mistake that you all who are, um, I like this channel because nobody knows I'm online because it's nobody like, but you know, at the same time, I wish somebody was watching. It's weird, right? For me, it is. So, let me put up a different banner real quick. So this is my favorite. Hold on, this one. All right. So, um, let me make sure that's the right one. Shit, I need to put in there. It's my fucking music. Anyway, um, it's like if you help your community, I think that must be the greatest sin. Like, okay, we'll let you. I don't even think y'all allowed to help y'all's family. I really don't. I think the only thing you stars are allowed to do is you're allowed to help. Um, you're allowed to fuck other people's lives up. So just like this Caucasian man or Italian, whatever he might be, who's accusing Tyler Perry right now. Which, by the way, if for all the people that wasn't paying attention, when we heard about when we heard about Diddy, we heard about Tyler Perry, we heard about T.D. Jakes, we heard about Oprah, everybody basically, damn sure Jay Z and Beyonce, right? And if these people wasn't out here energy harvesting, you know, planking and shit, trying to aura farm basically, then they might not be in the circumstances that they're in, but they kind of chose their situation. They kind of chose their circumstances. Then they chose to enjoy their profit and enjoy their wealth. And I mean this all the way down to what's that guy's name? The one guy. I mean this all the way down to the new guy, the D4VD. D4 D4VD. What does that mean? Can y'all, your artist that's coming out with these weird numbers in your names and triple X's, can you really say how to pronounce your name? Because like the best pronouncers I ever heard of XXX Tentacion was triple extension. And I get that. That's so awesome. That's so dope. But everybody else, I'm like, what do you mean? D4VD. What the fuck? Your D4VD. 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 I don't know what that means. Let me check my phone real quick. Okay, nothing on there. So, yeah, just you enjoy it. You enjoy your wealth. You enjoy it, and I guess you probably think that the mere fact that you had to go to the freak off or that you had to drink the punch, you probably really think that because of that, um, you're that's this is your enjoy this is the exchange of enjoying your wealth. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, Denzel may have got some Lucretia or Lamisha um, poop on him, but he had an awesome shower to get that off of him. And he probably had a lot of people to give him a loofah. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that happened, allegedly, right? If that occurred. Which, by the way, Trevor Green has these videos out, like, kind of recapitulating or recapturing, if you will, the various things that have gone on in the Jaguar Wright, Diddy, Ali Carter, shoot, everything. What was the guy's name that made he made a book about the whole Kim Porter book, but he made it under Tupac's moniker. And then it even got deeper. Like, Tupac's moniker at that point was also supposed to be oh shoot, what was it? Tupac's moniker was supposed to be his dad moniker when he was in jail. It kind of got deep, right? But the whole point is, I didn't get it at first, but I forget things quite easily, especially upsetting things. And so um, I had forgot honestly about Lamisha and what she said, but I know that I mean, this is just my honest and humble opinion. When I was faced with having to listen to Jaguar Wright completely dog and her friend, because that's what the Trevor Green video reminded me of. I was like, oh, I was like, I forgot that. Like at that point, she kind of. It was like I felt like I was looking at the face of a demon. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that this is so funny. The point is that um, I I just feel like those people get like they're not allowed to help us. And I think the very reason they're not allowed to help us is the basis of what's going on in our communities right now. What am I talking about? Not in our communities, but online, in media right now. Everybody's being shut down. Like I said, my channel got shut down just a couple weeks back, and I couldn't stream on any of my channels. Like, and I have like a couple different ones, right? And it was because of what I did, and I get that that was wrong, but I felt like what they asked for in return was a bit, it was just a bit, a little harsh. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to go run it up and talk to them about it. And I'm not sure if it's fixed. I'm really not sure. Because I thought this one was blocked too. But I've been starting to do tarot, y'all, because whew, I'll get into the tarot card readers in a minute. And I don't know who I'm making this for since I'm live and nobody's watching, but hey, I don't got no people on this channel yet. Man, so anyway, we're all being ostracized. Nobody's allowed to talk. But see, I see this as a run up to the Diddy trial. That's what I'm seeing. It feels like they trying to take people to me, okay? It feels like they're trying to take people's channels out and down, and I'm even talking about down to like Jimmy Kimmel, because Diddy's trial is about to happen, and he didn't like the media attention. Now I heard one person, boy, this is for me to talk because I want to share with y'all what I be saying on other people's channels. What I say on other people's channels be dope, y'all, and then they be running with it and adding it into their statements, and I be like, man, that's crazy, right? And so what I'm starting to feel like the FBI and them is not solving. They're not really putting their efforts into this until the community starts to point out that no, this, and that. And then they say, oh, we found the video footage that Tesla was recording, or oh, the video cameras. Let me tell y'all, I have been subject to video surveillance on my job and everywhere else. I feel like I'm in China. That's how many cameras I see. To the point where at a job, I actually had to go to federal court over a job that would not stop putting a camera in my face every time I did my job. I'm talking about in my face, as close as this shit right here. Okay, it was in my face, but it was way bigger than my camera. This shit looked like VHS. It was the security shit, the dome shit, and it was lighting up and shit, infrared. And I'm like, nah, man. And it come to find out that this same company, like, first of all, they can't tell black women's features apart. That's the problem. Whatever technology they're using, it for some reason it cannot distinguish black women's faces. It's really like that's you can go look that shit up. This is a known kind of thing. Okay. So I wish I could make them all play back to back. Actually, I can. Let me just get out of this first. So and I'm gonna probably I don't know I might go do a DJing later over on TikTok. If y'all want to hear some old school love songs, because I always be in my Mr. Miyagi. I might get in my Mr. Miyagi shit later on, you know what I'm saying, and do a little DJing over on TikTok. If y'all want to check me out, it's Targeted Isis over on TikTok. But I decided I was not going to any longer like separate, okay, on this page I'm gonna do my targeting stuff, because that's why I got so many pages. Is because back in the day when I first started getting targeted, YouTube was here and I was capturing evidence, right? And I was running out of, like, you can't keep this all somewhere. So I started putting it all on YouTube for the world to see, like, okay, if you're gonna do this to me, I'm gonna record you doing it, and I'm gonna put it online, and it hasn't stopped. it's it looks different. I think it looks different. I think some of it I might have been overreacting because I found out I had ADHD, PTSD, and shit like that. But all in all, like, if it was going on, now they're doing it to everybody. You feel what I'm saying? So let me load this list real quick so we can go right through and I ain't gotta stop. I don't know what that is. All right, but yeah. Uh, but so I'll probably do a little DJing over there. So, we got a problem where I feel like they're getting rid of people because um, this trial is coming up, and the less channels that make good sense they have up, they don't have to worry. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna be like, okay, we took out this, that, and the other channel, yada yada, right? So secretly, that's why I feel like everybody's channels. Because I mean, Mr. Let Go was dropping some science. His channel got scrutinized. I think Candace Owens was complaining this week about some shit going on with her channel. I'm like, Candace fucking Owens, yeah. They messing with Candace Owens shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get out of hand. They just get way out of hand with the shit. But let me just load this up. Oh shit, it's too many steps. I don't feel like it. All right, so I'm about to talk about everything I watch on YouTube. I don't know if I should name it right because they damn sure ain't worried about naming me on nothing. But so um, they're messing with everybody's channels, and I always felt like it was because you are trying to eliminate channels who make good points but may not, like my channel. Like, probably one person is listening, but that one person is the aura farmer or the energy harvester that's taking the one thing I say, and then they're going out making a whole developmental video off of just good points that I make. But because I'm shadow banned and this was that and the other, and just because I really don't care if you're watching or not, I'm just gonna say what I gotta say. Like, it's cool if you watch, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Like, I'm not. Um, I see people trying to eat off YouTube. Like, I've seen it a lot this week, and what I mean by that is they're going to their viewers because they're not getting paid enough, or because YouTube is treating them XYZ. You know, I don't I don't think people should be trying to make a full-time job off of YouTube. It's like when I used to drive for Uber, right? And Uber's not something that you should be dependent on because your car is going to break down, or Uber may just light people off that week, or it's not going to be an event. So one week you're going to get $2,000, just like during the Diddy trial. I'm sure these people got paid hella good. They're like, fuck it, I can make a whole fucking lifestyle off of this. No, you can't, because it's not always a Diddy trial. But since Diddy's been in jail, we have had a lot of people, a lot of bullshit going on. There's a whole bunch of bullshit going on. And I really want some more coffee right now. Like y'all can't even imagine. I want some more coffee. I'll tell you what. I don't want to stop recording. I really don't. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make some more coffee, and I may keep talking. And if y'all can hear me, y'all can. And if y'all can, I'm okay with that too. I'm okay with that. I just gotta make a way for me to get out of my cubby hole. But my eyes, I got dark circles under my eyes because I don't know. I don't know if it's because of the water around here right now, because they recently just changed the water. I live in a country that like moved the water line, and plus they just installed an electric water box in my house. And ever since then, I noticed my toilet. I have to clean my toilet more frequently. Like before, like the water. So I don't know if it's something in the toilet, like, or if it's something in the back of the toilet. It could be too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what that is. But I've had an itchy throat. So this is for entertainment and educational purposes. You feel what I'm saying? But I've had an itchy throat since they installed it, and I order like I don't drink the water off the faucet anymore because I did get a local newspaper, and they were like some of the other people, residents that live in the community that been here longer than me. Now, back in the day, this I think this was one of the bath locations. Honestly, like I feel like the water was so good and so pure that it was healing for you. You know what I'm saying? And now, um, I just don't feel like it's like that. Like, so I've been ordering water, and yeah, I've noticed I've been having an itchy throat. But this has been since we had that cold spell. So like one night we had like a whole bunch of fog here, and then like after that it was cold, cold, cold. And this was before August. This was like maybe the last 10 days of August. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a person like I judge like life by the weather. Like I feel like when the storm's coming in, shit's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at shit. But yeah, I'm like I don't know what's causing like the bags under my eyes because I don't smoke that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time I wasn't smoking, but the bags didn't go away. So and I started eating healthier. So yeah, I'm not really sure what the bags are. I'm gonna keep looking it up, but I just sometimes I just wonder if it's the water, like straight up. So I'm about to get this coffee, and I'm gonna try to keep talking. Y'all enjoy yourself to the degree of the creator's master plan. All right. I can use the bathroom too. So okay. Whoa, really? You see that? Whoa. What the fuck? That is deep. Because this is the front of the car, so it sees all the way through the car and will show you. That's deep. Leave that deep though. Like that's how much the light is. Alright, let me get a blanket. That little science experience. I'm gonna make some coffee, use the bathroom. Y'all enjoy a little ice beach, and then I'll be back with y'all. I don't want y'all to see me get up. I'm a big girl, and sometimes I use a cane. Alright, I will go ahead and end it. I'll be back though, y'all. Alright? Thanks for checking me out for this little bit of time. I don't know if I'm gonna end it or not. I'm that kind of indecisive. I just really want some more coffee. If I want to sit down and talk to y'all and have a nice country chat, I feel like I should have coffee. I might get a full dose today, bro. I might really tell some shit. Straight up. Because I was just thinking about how, you know, this channel y'all on of mine right now is called Black Mud Arts. But how did it become Black Mud Arts? I think you deserve an explanation of why you're on a channel called Black Mud Arts. And do you know what you're looking at? Before Black Mud Arts, uh, was this logo. By the way, the logo you're looking at is the missing Bismillah. Now, if you don't know about the missing Bismillah, the word Bismillah is mentioned in Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. And Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, unbeknownst to me, till maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, because I had never listened to it, even though Queen was one of my first albums. Bohemian Rhapsody mentions Bismillah. But in the Quran, you hear, and I study all religious books. I don't believe there's only one religion, because they said to every people we will send a messenger. And that means if there's going to be a messenger for every people, how can there be a wrong religion? Somewhere within that religion, there is information and guidance to lead you to a salvation. You feel what I'm saying? That's why people involving themselves in these Diddy type behaviors really don't have an excuse. You can't say there was no one there to teach you. She knows that, and is quickly trying to forget who she. Fuck if I know, but she knows it. And that's all you need to damn know. Because she knows that there was no one to teach you for 400 years. She knows. Stop reminding her. Get off your little pity party. And fucking let's get to work. Okay? So, the logo, when I did my research, is the logo that of Bismillah, which it looks like Fendi, doesn't it? When you get the Fendi logo and you stretch it out into a circle, that's what this is. And I bet you a lot of you don't know that. Because it took some research from me. And like I said, I just found out the shit a couple years back. Nobody told me. But you can look up what I'm saying for yourself. It's actual, it's factual. Okay? So, let me put on my costume jewelry. Because I'm out here in the country. I don't get to go nowhere. So, I might as well put on a piece of costume jewelry for you. I don't know what that sounds like. It sounds like a heavy truck. But that street behind me, I thought that dead end. Who knows? You cannot tell in these mountains, y'all. All up in this country, you can't really tell what's going on. That's my opinion of it anyway. So, turn the fan up. Get some air. I'll be back over there. Alright. A little bit of costume clothing now, huh? Oh. Sorry, y'all. Give me a second. Yeah, I know. It's a beat up chair, and if you knew my struggle, you'd be like, "That's a damn nice chair you got there, ma'am." You feel me? I need to stream probably over there on Twitch, but I can't figure out how to set the Twitch up, man. I've done it. I did a whole thing on Twitch, and I ain't see nothing. Didn't nothing pop up. Like I ain't even record nothing. I'm like, damn. So if it recorded, I can't fucking find it. And what shit? That's worse than having your video taken down and sitting there recording all that, and then it don't nothing show up. That's fucking foolish. One more moment, everybody. Might as well get my hat to match my scenery. So, where we last left off, seems like, I was saying how much of a damn large Felton situation we're in. Alright. Let me see. I might as well give me some gum. I like to chew gum. Want to chew some gum on y'all. Alright. So. Alright. So. In that section. Boy, that's right there. That's how we go. Okay. I get to drink my coffee this way and still talk about y'all. Talk to y'all about things. So let's discuss this one thing here. Because maybe I can clip this out later. Because this is about what's been going on in my life since the last time I could properly stream. And I was in the chat of Mr. Let Go. I don't know why he named himself that. Either way, I'm in the chat for Mr. Let Go, and I got a video segment I'll do on this. Yeah, because I can't do it right now. And we keep on having this mention of as a country, we keep on having this mention of you know, how there was this big discussion about how there was this big discussion of so we keep having this big discussion about something that happened at the beginning of hip hop, kind of midway at the beginning, about how there was this meeting with all these rap artists, and basically they told them, you know, if you follow your music this way, I don't know, I guess they were trying to give them some incentive to write gangster rap and get everybody going to the slaughter. They needed everybody in the prison program. They wanted the music to be directed so that people would basically be in prison for trying to achieve what they hear in the song. And so some people got up and walked out. But the point is that some people didn't. And I think at this point, we can tell who didn't. When I was in this chat, I was saying in the chat how that prison industrial complex that we're talking about that set up hip hop in urban America, its ticker symbol is CXW. At the time of the chat, CXW was trading at $20.38 a share. And right now, CXW is yesterday, CXW was trading at $20.90 a share. But the point is that I don't think I think that's how we buy this shit back. You see, somebody tried to set our whole community up off of our music. And I bet you, if you did the research, you would find that the same places involved in setting us up regarding the music is also the same place nobody can mention, which possibly might be the same place that has to do with the trafficking, allegedly, right? Because we can't talk about it, so how the fuck we gonna know about something we can't talk about? my idea of it is you always own the team that plays you. Okay? And I'm saying that to us as African Americans especially. And anybody else that wants to join in, that's fine. But we trying to be peaceful and we're trying to live. We're trying to make a place for our family and our kids to have peace too. Nobody's trying to bother your peace over there. Like seriously, I'm not. I'm not. And for those of you, I don't know. I'm just sorry if you feel if you have that perception that that black people somewhere trying to sit up and bother your peace. Point is that if we got cons, how do you con a conner? When you own 51% of the shares of a company, you run the company. That's how it goes. If you own 51% of the shares, you own the company. So my thing is, I think we should be all trying to buy CXW because collectively we cannot own it as one person. But if we get 5, 10, whatever, millions of people to buy a share, we're eventually going to have 51%. That means we then own the same prison that somebody tried to con us in to write music to imprison them. And what I don't understand is, for real, some of these rap artists and so forth, they can go and buy them. 5 of them can get together and either own half the 51% needed or the whole thing. And instead, here we are, umpteen years later, still talking about the fact that this meeting got held where they told you they wanted rap music to go this way, and basically it was gonna be in, we're making prisons to house the motherfuckers that's gonna try to get what we give you for writing it that they'll never be able to attain. So they're gonna steal for it, kill for it, break the law, and we're gonna create a place for them. But we need you to make the music to make them want this, and we're gonna give you this to make it look like we're gonna give you this to make it look like you got it, but they'll never be able to get it. And maybe that's why they can't reach back and help their community. Like you might hear about Jay-Z or Beyonce making an apartment complex here, but and then you feel me? Is that just a bigger tax benefit for them? Or is that really something to help the community? Are people being evicted from that place? There's a lot of questions. So that is my idea. That's what we should do. Is CXW is $20.90 as of yesterday. Go buy a share of CXW. Why? Because you might have only if you got $20. This ain't for everybody. Because I understand not having $20. I don't got $20 right now to do it. But then once we own a prison system like that, what do we start doing? Well, we start agreeing that instead of, whatever, you don't understand what can be done if you own that prison system. And it's better than us sitting up here in the group chat discussing how we're going to, or just the mere fact that was done. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, it's fucked up that was done. Let's undo it. Let's be proactive. So that's not the only thing. So also this week in the news, these damn gnats. I don't understand. A gnat's fucking perfect. Other than make me swat at it. So another thing that could be discussed is the fact that, like I said, I feel like I make big comments in people's group chat, and then somebody goes off like, whew, it just don't be looking right sometimes. But it's very well. I feel like I'm observed in the group chat, no matter what one of my pages I get on. Like somebody reported me somewhere and they're like, okay, if you get another comment from her, tell us what she's had. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like on the back end that's what's going on. Forgive me, y'all. I love the feel of my short hair, and so yes, I will be rubbing the shit out of it as I as I go through this as I read my essay. This place has been a mess, honey. It surely has. All right, so I um, I was in a group chat for that surprise witness, and this is when I'm probably just recording for myself. I get it. So I'm in a group chat for that surprise witness. I'll keep it down to an hour. We got about 10 minutes left. I'm in a group chat for that surprise witness, and they're talking about the D4V thing, right? And I'm like, you know, they keep saying he was in a rent. It was a rented Tesla. Why is a star renting a Tesla? Or let's say it like this: um, if he rented the Tesla as a Tesla renter, I'm a person who's rented a Tesla. I know about this, so I get in the group chat, and this is after days of hearing about this case. And I finally stand up and say something, and I'm like, yo, rented Teslas. First of all, Teslas have cameras all the way around them. It's 360. It's called Sentry Mode, and it hurts. Oh my god, I just can't stand people just spelling what I say. You're not paying for that service if that's a rental car. The rental car company would be paying for it. And trust me, if you rented a Tesla, okay, they said originally this was a rented Tesla. Now, okay, now I don't know if I'm hearing it that way. If you're renting a Tesla, it's only certain companies that got the Tesla as a rental car. If you're renting the Tesla has Sentry Mode, and it's recording the shit in and around it at all times. If it's not recording, I bet you Tesla has that motherfucking footage because why do you think this man is building data centers? Because they have all this fucking data. Those data centers are so big because they're housing it and more. It's more stuff to that, but that's some of it, right? So that was that one, and then so that's in Mr. Let Go. I had to mention this stuff about the CHW. Let's stop talking about it and let's be about it. This is no, of course, no diss to him. I'm just saying we've been talking about this fucking meeting forever. Well, let's start buying this stock so we can own this prison and reverse this goddamn situation. And it should have started with the same motherfuckers that were sitting in the meeting. You feel what I'm saying? The same people that were sitting in the meeting, they got offered the offer, should have had their own meeting and be like, you know what we gonna do? We gonna go buy the prison. Or somebody should have just did it. Or how about you just mention to your homeboy? You know what I did yesterday? I bought 500 shares of CXW. You feel what I'm saying? Then over time, we've been to own the prisons. Then what the fuck we complaining for this? Maybe the prisons should be owned by the public anyway. That way, when they in there, we can make sure. Okay, don't get me wrong. I understand people who, mess up need to be punished, but we can still make sure it's sanitary and they have human rights because I've heard about some of the things that's been going on since COVID. Who was in there? I just saw somebody's video on YouTube the other day where he was talking about how it was for him in jail when he was during COVID and how they had locked him in there and they didn't have to make sure they showered and this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? And then they tried to put somebody with tuberculosis in their actual cell. I think it was Ronnie Bo. It was Ronnie Bo. So he knew he was about to be getting out soon or whatever. Don't let me get started. Anyway, the point is that what I'm saying. Like this should have been handled a long time ago. Ice Beach shouldn't have to come along and say something about this, but Ice Beach is happy she said something about this. Okay? Go buy the prison's back. It's $20.90. It's roughly maybe at most set aside $30. Go get you an E-Trade account or whoever the fuck you get your shit with and buy you a share of CXW. That's how you rectify that situation. We gotta start learning how to throw back on our enemies. That's what they're throwing on us. Now this issue where they're not letting us have our freedom of speech right now, we can't say who possibly was involved with, what went down with Charlie Kirk. My condolences to his family. It don't look right to me either. You know what I'm saying? But when you in the situation, you can't worry about, like, the wife ain't gonna be sitting up there worrying about, you know, how it looks. All she knows is her husband's gone, and I get that. To his family, all they know is they son or they nephew or whatever and whatnot. He's gone. But the wife had a big G on her finger. They showed that, and just all the 33 symbolism. But my concern is that, see, this guy, the older man that they stopped for it, initially he was detained. Check it out. You gotta follow me, okay? Because they over there in LDS country, okay? He's been involved somehow with the Boston Marathon, like calling in some kind of fake thing for a marathon, and 9/11. So we calling him. Some people have mentioned him as being perhaps a crisis actor, okay? The older guy, the older guy. And my thing is, I feel like this is all culminating back to 86-47, when Sally had the seashells by the seashore. Back when Comey was on the beach and he said he found some seashells that said 8647. And everybody felt like that was a code for something to go down. And it was during the Diddy trial, and Diddy's the prosecuting attorney in the Diddy case was Maureen Comey, with her dad walking on the beach, seeing some seashells that distinctly wrote out 8, a 6, a 4, and a 7. And I feel like we don't know when 8, a 6, and a 4, and a 7, if it was anything, we don't know when it was going to be starting. But I find it odd that this is the older gentleman. I think they said he was of Jewish descent. First of all, you had a plane. Now, this older gentleman of Jewish descent is involved with something that looks eerily similar to what happened before this guy got in office. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nothing more than that. You can figure it out. And then 8647, I go on YouTube yesterday and I see this guy, old guy, and I must have just caught him on the end of his video. And all he was saying was, I want you to follow me. All I heard was, because when I got on, he was about ready to get off. But he was on live for a long time. And he didn't have a lot of likes. He might have had 47, 69 likes when I got in the chat. And he says that he could get out of jail. He said all he had to do was talk to politicians and they got him out. I didn't get to stick around long enough, and I didn't want to see what he did, but I thought it was weird that this old Caucasian man who barely felt like, it almost looked like he was, it seemed like the guy was really old, okay? And you got him sitting there saying that, I'm hearing these cars and shit all around up here. Hold on, y'all. You hear this guy saying, basically, he sounds like he's giving advice to Diddy on how to get out of jail. But why, after Charlie Kirk, it seems weird that that was an old Caucasian male there in that situation. And now they're saying that there's a connection between these two people who were set up, like the boyfriend and the trans dude. Apparently, they were maybe being blackmailed or something, and to get out of it, they had to do this, or they were going to go to jail for a really long time. This is all what is, boiling on the hot plate in the back of the stove. And that there's some kind of connection between them and some unwanted materials being on their phones, and this guy had materials on his phone that were unwanted materials as well. So the theory being, my point is, Diddy had tapes, he had data discs, he had thumb drives. Okay, Courtney was turning in those thumb drives, and I think there's a lot of data there, and I think maybe even some names might be mentioned in that. And my point is that if names are being mentioned in that, that maybe, just maybe, right? Um, that these are warnings. In other words, I'm saying I feel like the Diddy and the powers that be, because Diddy wants out really badly. And I heard one guy saying that, it's been a lot of old white guys talking about Diddy, almost as if they won't let him out. So he's like, y'all go tell him to let me out, or I'm gonna start dropping the information I got on y'all. And so I've never seen old white men on YouTube sitting up talking about Diddy. Why are they on YouTube talking about Diddy? These old white guys. It doesn't make any sense to me, kind of like lightweight. Yeah, I would imagine that. And it almost doesn't make any sense lightweight because um, all they had to do was get something else. It almost doesn't make any sense to me because I got bread. Because why would that be the case? It's because Diddy is running. He's in the background making all this legal with his connections with being by courts. I also think this is the reason why we're seeing young rap artists, kids go to prison. Little Boosie's son has gone to prison. T.I.'s son done went to prison. And I can't sit up here and act like I ain't heard what I heard about both Boosie and T.I., which is Diddy equivalent. They just as dirty. They just as corrupt. Yeah, they might have a chicken store somewhere in their community. Maybe they passing out turkeys. Okay, but at the end of the day, we talking about they run areas. Okay, they run areas. The South, wherever Boosie is. You understand what I'm saying? Like what we're seeing is the collapse of some sort of hierarchy of corruption of the black mafia. Maybe I don't know if that is the thing, but that's what I feel like what we're dealing with and what we're looking at. And because of that, that's why their sons are going to prison. Is because of some sort of induction into leveling up. Maybe you gotta be a criminal to run this criminal gang. They're setting up the next generation of their bloodline to be criminals in this. That's just how I feel about it. And with the old white men coming out, I feel like the old white men are coming out because they have to advocate, because if they don't advocate, Either their information is going to get dropped or there's going to be more incidences like this. I think that this whole Charlie Kirk thing happening is a drip drop back to Diddy. Because Diddy is in there freaking the fuck out. Every time that we hear stories before the Charlie Kirk thing, there were stories about how Diddy was in there freaking out. Follow the timeline. Go to YouTube and follow the timeline. And then ones that really report on Diddy, you will see that they were just reporting how he's in there, you know, he's trying to get this, he's trying to get that. And then when Judge Aaron came up and Judge Aaron's last thing was like, look, um, we're not using this as an excuse, this is off the books, this is an excuse, so is this, that, and the other. Then all of a sudden, Charlie Kirk. But Charlie Kirk's attack, I believe, is actually happening because they couldn't get who they originally wanted. So they're going down the totem pole. And Charlie Kirk was the next one. But I think this is all Diddy stuff. And yes, I think that ultimately Diddy stuff ties back to the place that we are not allowed to mention. If we mention it, you get your channel taken, you get your show taken. You are not allowed to talk about that. And the reason why I think so is because when Epstein's place got raided, his it was all this stuff they left in there. First of all, secondly, they never went to Diddy's basement, but we're not allowed to talk about that because it's an obvious thing they should have done. When Epstein got raided, Epstein had a lot of videos that the lawyers and the police didn't take. Do you know, I heard somebody the other day say that all 9 of the people who saw Anthony Weiner's laptop and that made them throw up what they saw on that laptop, they kept having to leave the room. All 9 of the actual law enforcement are no longer among us. They are not walking on earth. Did you hear what I said? Somebody is so powerful in this nation that they are allowed to do this atrocity and then they are permitted to unalive. I don't, do y'all see what I'm saying? And then at the same time, we all ain't allowed to talk about this one place. You can't mention it. You know what else it reminds me of? Y'all ever seen Monty Python's Holy Grail? There is a scene. Let me show y'all real quick. Because this one I think I could do. I think I could do just this part. Am I streaming? Okay, I'll pull it up on the phone. Hold on. All right. You see, the Holy Grail is about, Monty Python's Holy Grail is about their quest for the Holy Grail. But every time that the announcer in the movie comes and he says something, he's a historian. And every time he tries to speak about, this is what they're doing to the YouTube channels and media right now when they talk about this place. This is exactly what's going on. That's what they're doing. Every time that somebody comes along and try to make sense of this thing and they're on point and right, they're taking out these people. Like that's what I see happening. But that's pretty much the end of what I wanted to share. And this is just for my, documenting purposes because I don't have any viewers up to right now. But I'm still building this channel and I'll let it be public till like 10 people see it and then I'll close it off. But y'all, I just want to say, protect yourselves, love your family, and we're gonna have to find a way to get our freedom of speech back. You feel what I'm saying? Because somebody that's just in Congress, probably a lot of people have sold us out, and I think they're being blackmailed. I think they're being blackmailed, and that's the reason why they can't do anything. It's because they're being blackmailed. So it's on us. It's on we the people. Sorry to have to give it to y'all that way, but it's the startling revelation that we've been sold off and sold out by our own country. Okay, we no longer are probably a country. We're probably just a sub state of that country. And in order for us to get things back in order, we're gonna have to get that back ourselves because they can't move because they they love their position too much, or maybe they are under threat because y'all gotta remember a few years back. To some of you who don't follow things, you may not know this. They was flying the flag upside down inside the Congress. Outside, when they raised the flag, that flag was upside down. They had it upside down, honey. That's a sign of distress when you fly your flag upside down. Hostile takeover, maybe. It may be really be something going on in there, and maybe they just letting people like Jasmine Crockett, speak out to make it look like somebody's still trying to stand up, and they're like, nah, you still got to come to work every day. Who knows? Have y'all seen that movie on Netflix where the whole thing gets taken over? And we could really have some kind of disastrous situation going on in our country we may not know, and they trying to busy you with coming over here fighting against black people like we did something to Charlie Kirk, baby. We didn't do nothing to your hero. We got our own hero to worry about. It ain't weird that what's his name? George Floyd and Charlie Kirk's birthday is on the same exact day. Isn't it weird? I think it's weird. And at the same time, you got some weirdos out here looking for how they can sacrifice something. They trying to sacrifice a red cow or something. And all this death is going on. And I'm like, man, it's just so weird. But we may be under hostile takeover. Hey, Mr. Bannon, do you think that our races can get along long enough for us to solve this riddle? Then we can go back to hating one another after this. Okay? But right now, I think we need to work together as a nation to figure out what something's wrong. I think, I think we're under siege. I've said that many times. Just because I say things like I'm drawn to say things. I don't mean any harm, but I'm drawn to say it that way. I guess my tarot card readers would say they're downloads. And shout out to all the tarot card readers. I see y'all working extra hard. Some of y'all want to help. Y'all know it's a new Diddy accuser that came out and said he was energy harvesting off of her and stuff. And I tried to reach out to this young lady to try to help her because the biggest thing was Mariah Morelli was on there talking about her case didn't make any sense. How the fuck you expect somebody's been through some shit like that to make any goddamn sense? Go help the girl. What kind of people? Is it just me want to help everybody? I don't understand. I don't understand. And I'm the one that got the least amount of tools and resources to help anything. I can't even hardly help myself. And I want to help people so bad. I do. This whole video has been shit, full of shit about what we can do to help ourselves if you haven't been paying attention. This ain't been about me except for me telling y'all about how the water is making me itch. Other than that, it ain't been about me at all. You feel what I'm saying? But at least this is for my own documentation purposes. You feel me? And seriously, we might be under siege, and maybe that's why they can't do nothing. Because think about this, Nancy. Think about what happened to Nancy Pelosi. Think about what keeps happening in Pittsburgh. Why Pittsburgh? I feel like Pittsburgh is under attack. I feel like Pittsburgh been under attack for a minute because first Pittsburgh came out. They was the only state that told us this shit. Pittsburgh came out and said, "Look, at nighttime, we not policing shit no more." Cause I remember people on YouTube talking about it like, "What the fuck?" And then all their shit, right? They getting attacked. Their governor get attacked. People getting shot. I mean, come on, they got Nancy Pelosi type problems. Even yesterday, some actual policemen got shot in Pittsburgh. Do y'all see this all together? Do y'all see what's going on? Sit back and take a look. And if you ain't got time to sit back and take a look, come over here and give me a listen. Because I may not delete this video. I may not make this private, but I may. But shout out to all the YouTubers doing their thing, you know. Really, we moving as a force. Like, at the end of the day, it's going to be about the YouTube community and I think the online community in conjunction with maybe some Discord and stuff like that, figuring this out. And then the bad guys is going to be like, and we would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. All right, peace out, everybody. Thank you. If you have had the time to take a listen, thank you very much. You do not have to like, you do not have to share, and you do not have to subscribe. But if you have heard anything that I said, if you've listened, and if you care, then just take a look at things. You know what I'm saying? And let's all try to work to make this a better place. That's how I feel about it. At the end of the day, that's really how I feel about it. But you have to make your decisions based on your circumstance. I don't know if it's too late. Regardless of if we choose the best route or the worst route, at the end of the day, I think God is about to come and straighten it all out. And I think that's why all of this ramp up, all this is going on, is because, yeah, um, something's going on. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for checking me out. Much love. Again, to my tarot card readers, some of you are so, I'm just going to be humble about it. You are so beautiful. Like, for real. Your spirit, your essence, your message that you're giving to people, it's absolutely beautiful. And I thank you for being on here, telling people, trying to tell people about what's going on. And because I'm not sure if you all are paying attention, if you look at the tarot card readers over here, right? And you look at the news people, the people that's reporting on the news over here, like Candace Owens and all them, like the tarot card readers is telling you what the news people come out and say. Because this is a tarot card reader I listen to. Her name is, she goes by Oshun Investigates, right? I remember the odd ones, so I can't remember everything, and I listened to a lot. Man, she was coming out talking about somebody, everything was in the trunk. She said everything that you needed to know was in the trunk. And then all these stories is coming out with this boy, and where's this girl's body found? God rest her soul, in the trunk. And no, I don't think he did it. To me, it's sounding like the cartel. Pardon me, y'all, but you know, y'all chose to be called that. I don't even know what's going on. Now it seems like there's a cartel for everything. Yesterday, I heard somebody say there was a this mafia and that mafia and the other mafia, and I'm like, is it a mafia for every segment of the population now? Like, I don't understand. Goddamn, crime doesn't pay people. There was nothing else y'all could have done but be mafias. Y'all, I hate your guidance counselor at y'all school. That's what I'm saying. I hate your fucking guidance counselor. But okay, I'm just now thinking about the Crenshaw Mafia. Anyway, the point is that I think this boy got set up by the cartel, but I think it even has. I think that too has to go back to Diddy and the place that we can't talk about and the trafficking. I think it's all the same shit. Each one of these stories that I've discussed today, I think all roads lead to hell. And I think at the gates of hell is Diddy, the place that we can't talk about, and the group that backs up all the rest of that. All right, y'all. Peace out on the third time. Thank you for checking me out. Much love. Please check out my music. You know, I'm here selling a product. My product is my sound. So if you don't like me like this, it's cool. If you don't want to like, if you don't want to take a second to hit the share or subscribe, I can feel that because I ain't the best at this way, but I do have content in terms of I make music. And really, my videos are dynamic. I just don't have my tools right now, so I can't do it the way I would normally do it because I'm quite banging, honestly. I hate to have to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty fucking good. Like I'm an originator about this shit, you know. But I've been taught to be humble and to walk softly and carry a big stick, so that's what I do. But shout out to y'all. I love y'all, especially those of you that love me. Thank you to everybody that supported me and you know, just throughout the years, like for real. Much love to you. If you've ever, especially if you've ever shown me any love. Peace out, y'all. One. It's Satan stream, but it's not ending. So, all right, peace.